In this video, I'm going to go through the recent project that we just completed where we built 2 additional units in the backyard of a single family home. This is the completion of the project that I've been showing over the past couple of months where we purchased and rehabbed the front home. And then we proceeded to build an ADU and a second unit in the backyard. Hi, my name is Matt, and this channel is dedicated to helping you achieve financial freedom through real estate investing. What we did last year is we purchased a single family home about 13 or 14 months ago. Now this property was on a large lot. It's a little bit over 6,000 square feet, which for the Los Angeles area is a pretty decent lot size. A lot of times I'm seeing lots that are 4,500 or 5,000, but with 6,000 and above, you usually have enough space in the backyard to go ahead and develop additional units, and in this case we definitely did have enough space. The main property needed quite a bit of updating. As you can see here in this video, I mean, you have this ugly awning. The house was just really beat down, worn down. The siding on the exterior was ugly. So what we did is we went ahead and we updated it here through and throughout, in the main house. We put all new windows in all around the house. We redid the siding. We took that ugly awning down. So basically the main house on the interior was just ugly. It had horrible just flooring that was way past the point where it should have been replaced quite a while ago. The drywall had been patched over many times over, and what we ended up having to do, put a texture on the areas of drywall that had been patched over too many times, and it made the drywall look much smoother. At many areas of the house, it had this old outdated 1970s or 1980s paneling. We basically took that down and put new drywall up around there. The kitchen was just a complete mess. I'm not even sure what was going on with the flooring. The cabinets were just completely beat down. So what we did in the kitchen was completely replace the cabinets. We retiled the floor, put up drywall where it needed drywalling. Again, took down that paneling that was in the kitchen. And at this point in time, the kitchen looks like a brand new kitchen. We moved on into some of the bedrooms and basically did the same thing. Basically in every room in the house, we had to update it and add quite a bit to get it to the point where it was livable and move-in ready again. And really just change the overall feel of the home to where it's a comfortable home to live in. Now, I'm not going to go through every single room in this house to show you the before and after. I actually already did that in an earlier video that you can check out and watch the entire video. But if you see here through this window right here, this is where the biggest projects happened. It was right here in the backyard where we started developing it. Now, if you remember back to the very first video that I did in this series, I walked into the backyard and I was kind of saying, hey, it looks like we can put an ADU here. We might even be able to put another second unit somewhere here per SB9. At that point in time, it was still 2021, and SB9 was a law that had been passed, but it hadn't yet gone into effect. And what SB9 is it's a law that streamlines the process to build additional primary units, essentially turning a single family home into a duplex here in California. And you can do this on any single family zone lot, whether you're an owner occupier or you're an investor. SB9 also allows you to split the lot, but only as long as you're an owner occupier. In our case, I'm not living at this property, I'm just investing on the property. So per SB9, I'm only allowed to basically build a secondary primary unit, but it does allow me to put an ADU and a secondary primary unit. Now, since we purchased this in 2021, what we were able to do at that point in time in November was submit for the ADU permits. We weren't able to submit for the second unit permits until 2022. So what we did is we submitted for the ADU permits and we got them issued in about March of 2022. Once we were able to submit for the SB9 permits to build the second unit, we submitted for that in 2022, but we didn't get those until August of 2022. So we started building the ADU, and then after we were issued the permits to build the second unit, we started building the second unit, which is attached to the ADU. So I'm going to go through this project and show it to you here. As you can see here, we have the garage. The opening for the garage actually faces back and it faces towards the alleyway. You can also see here that we fenced off the garage from the main property, and this is to keep the tenants that moved into the main property from wandering into a construction site. It also kind of separates the properties and makes one property feel like it has a little bit of privacy. Now this property here, what I found out about it once we were building the ADU is that it's in an area, and about 10% of properties in Los Angeles are in areas where you have to do soils testing for gases like methane that may be coming up through the soil. And they do this, maybe there was oil drilling 100 years ago in this area, or it could have been in an area that was just highly polluted or contaminated. So what we actually had to do on this property is drill down, I don't know how far they had to go, but 20 or 30 feet down, and test the soil to see if it was in fact polluted. And we were lucky it wasn't anything that had a high level of methane or anything like that. But just because of the area, we still had to put, if you see that pink area there, it's a methane barrier. It's a plastic wrap that the foundation and the cement actually gets poured over that plastic wrap. It essentially blocks any methane that would be evaporating and coming up through the soil from then coming through the cement and into the home. We also had to put some pipes that would reroute any methane, even though when they did the testing, it was at a very low level. But it was a little additional cost that we had to deal with just because of the area. Now, after we poured the concrete, you can see here where the garage was, and then we added this additional square footage right over here. And this area here that we added onto it became the 4 bedrooms and one of the bathrooms. Within the area of the garage, this is where we built basically the living room, the kitchen, and a half bath right there. You can see here putting up the framing of the property, and they got the framing and the roof up in this picture here. Right here you have the property right before the stucco is going on up, and we chose a gray stucco. This is not a paint color, this is the color of the stucco. Now I'm not going to go through and show you the entire property on the inside. I've already done that in an earlier video that you can check out for yourself and do a walkthrough and see the 4-bedroom ADU. I know most people that build ADUs are doing these little tiny homes and casitas, and they're probably doing that maybe just because it's more cost effective to do it that way. But the reason we do these 1,200 square foot ADUs and the 3 and 4 bedroom ADUs is because at the end of the day, we're able to rent it out for more money than if we simply built a little studio casita. So you pay a little bit more upfront, but the return at the end of the day is much higher by building these larger ADUs that pretty much are the same size of the house. And in this case, the ADU is actually a couple hundred square feet larger than the home in the front. Now what you see here they're doing is, once we basically built the ADU, that's when we got the permits to build the second unit. And so we're going through here, and we had to open up the rear wall of the ADU because we are attaching the second unit to the ADU, and we're prepping for the foundation here. You can see here they did the foundation at this point, and they're framing the second unit. And this second unit, it's a 900 square foot second unit, 2-story. And at this point, you have the 2-story second unit attached to the ADU with the stucco and everything fully completed. And you can see how we chose the same color for the second unit. Now, once we were complete with the construction of the second unit and the ADU, we put an asphalt driveway from the alley. So this driveway is not from the street, it's actually from the alley behind the property. And it's large enough that we could fit 4 cars if we wanted to. It's basically where you could put 2 cars side by side and then park another car behind each car. So you can do 2 cars tandem, totaling 4 cars. We put AstroTurf kind of in a little patch behind the property and around the second unit and ADU. So you have a little kind of turf walking path. And you can see this view here where the driveway leads to the alley. That wooden gate at the very end is where it opens up to the alley behind the property. And on the inside of the second unit, you can see here, you walk on in. This is the view from the door. You have the stairs that go up on the right hand side. And then you have the kitchen, kind of a little area where you can put a table or a couch, and kind of a small area for a living space. This is the bathroom on the first level right here. It's a full bathroom, bathtub, sink, toilet. As you go upstairs, you have a nice metal railing right here, and you have 2 bedrooms and a bathroom on the upstairs. Both of the bedrooms are about the same size as one another. They both have a good sized window and a mirrored closet. And now we're on to the next property. So I hope you found this video interesting, informational, or inspirational. If you're in the real estate space and you're a real estate developer, real estate investor, wholesaler, private money lender, or realtor, I want to invite you to join a private Facebook group that I've created. And you might be asking, why would I want to join this Facebook group? Well, I've created this group so that you can get your name out there, network and connect with other investors just like yourself. Maybe you're an investor looking for a private money lender, or a flipper looking for tips, guidance, advice, a way to make more money on every flip. Well, this is a space to connect, share ideas, get the guidance and knowledge you need to really take your real estate investing career to the next level. I've included a link to this Facebook group in the description of the video below. And if you've liked this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I'll be sharing more videos of future projects that are coming in the near future. So take care, and I'll see you on the next video.